it's Tara Pritchett, your confidence coach for women, here to help you get your shit together. As always, you can find me on unleashyourfierce.com, or you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, or Periscope. Today, my message for you is about feeling like you are not enough. So I want to give you 4 signs that you can think about and see and connect with and see which of those 4 signs, right, lead to you feeling like you're not good enough. So at some point in your life, as women, as men, as children, every freaking human being feels like they're not enough. And in the age of social media, it makes it even more challenging for people to have a great understanding of self, but also to have a high level of self esteem, self worth, and self confidence. So, in a society that's constantly bombarded by being on our phones, right, or scrolling through and seeing what people are doing, right, or just seeing people out, right, and seeing how they're living their life, the wheels in our head automatically start turning. We automatically start thinking, damn, I'm almost 34. Why am I at this particular place in my life? Or my birthday's coming up and I gotta get my shit together because I can't be scrolling through while everybody else is doing on their grind and doing their thing, right? And we start to think that for some reason we're not good enough. So here are 4 ways to tell if you in some way, shape, or form still have that feeling inside of you that you're not enough, right? So, number one reason that you feel like you are not enough, and this is the number one sign to tell if you feel like you're not good enough as you are, without doing anything extra, without putting anything on, whether it's makeup, which I don't even have on right now. But the number one sign is if you overfunction, overdo it, and you're over the top about men. If you overdo it, I mean you give, and you're constantly call, text. What you doing? Where you at? Where you going? What you doing? Right? If you overdo it, or you're like, oh, here's money. Oh, here's this and here's that. Overdoing it with men. You're doing all of that so that you can validate yourself, and you'll feel like you're qualified for him to make you a girlfriend, make you a wife, take you on a cruise, or do this and do that, right? And if you have to overdo anything when it comes to being in a relationship, especially with a man, that means you feel like you're not enough as you are. That means you don't really fully believe that who you are, whose you are, what it is that you offer and bring to the table is enough. Right. And that's an issue. And I talk to so many women who always say, he was my everything. He was my end all be all. I gave him everything. Girl, no. That's one of the number one signs to tell if you feel like you're not enough or you're not good enough. That's number one. Okay. Let's move into number 2. And I wrote my list so I don't miss nothing, girl. So my number 2 is that you ever been somewhere and somebody's like, oh, girl, that's a cute dress. Or, oh, you look really nice today. Or, oh, you did a phenomenal job in today's meeting. And you cannot take that compliment. You're just like, ugh. You can't take it. Or you ever had where somebody's trying to take a picture and you're like, oh my God, girl, I'm too fat. Or, oh my God, I can't do this. Or maybe you're trying to start a business and like video and like live streaming is so huge right now, again, with social media. And you're like, I cannot get on camera because people going to think I'm fat. People going to think I'm a mess. People going to think I don't know what I'm talking about. Right. So that area where you can't take a compliment, or you're too afraid, right, of getting on camera or stepping out and having people see you and just accepting that this is who you are. So somebody gives you a compliment, you just say thank you. But maybe you can't do that, and you can't do that because you don't feel like you're enough, right? You're just like, oh no, yeah, this dress I got off the clearance rack, so it's nothing. And you can't say a simple, yes, thank you. Or if a guy comes up to you, you can't say simply, thank you for that compliment. Instead, in the back of your mind, like, oh, he wants sex, he wants this, he wants that, right? Sorry. Or again, when it comes to you trying to be on video or whatever the case may be, you're too afraid to get on there. It's because you feel like you're not enough. You feel like there's something more you need to do, something more. Maybe you feel like, oh, I need to lose weight before I go on camera. Or if it's somebody giving you a compliment, it's like, oh my God, I need to have on, a $200 dress in order for me to feel confident and powerful and fierce. I can't just say, oh, thank you, or me, what I used to say is, boy, I look good, right? And I still say that sometimes now, but I'll say thank you first before I say that because I'm like, Exactly. You already know, right? All right. Moving into number three is that you seek validation from other people. So it's very difficult for you to make a decision or to move forward. And granted, it's okay. Sometimes we talk to our friends, we talk to our mothers, or sometimes we talk to our aunts or our grandparents, whatever the case may be. But if you're always constantly seeking validation, approval, or you need permission from someone else, you're like sitting around waiting, like, God, give me permission to do this or do that. God's sitting around waiting for you, right? Or your parent or guardian, right? You're grown. You're a grown ass woman. So it's time for you to make your own decisions. Obviously, hear out what other people have to say, but ultimately, you have to learn to get in your sacred, silent, sacred place, right? And space when you're with God and you're silent and you're in prayer and you're journaling, and you learn how to intuitively make those type of decisions on your own to validate yourself, to give yourself permission, right? To give yourself the approval you need to step out and do what you feel like you want to do or you're called to do or you need to do, because it feels good for you and not because it makes other people happy or it's what other people want you to do. Okay. And then moving into number four, if you might feel like you're not enough, is that you feel like you are lacking something or you are missing something or there's something you didn't get. So it could be in childhood, right, where you feel as though your parent didn't give you the love, the attention, affection that you deserve. And you still feel like you're lacking that. And you're like, well, when is somebody going to love me? When is someone going to give me that? That could be one of them. Another way could be you feel like you're lacking maybe in your looks because maybe you're overweight or you're not the prettiest or the lightest or the darkest or whatever the case may be, and you feel like you're missing out. And you can remember experience from when you were younger where maybe a guy chose the lighter skinned girls over you, or somebody made a comment. I know I shared that story before where guys would like me, but then I would overhear them telling people, "Oh, but she a little too big, right?" And I carried that for so long that I started to feel like I'm unworthy. I'm unworthy of having certain guys because nobody's going to like me or find me good enough or pretty enough or beautiful enough because I'm not small like the other girls around me. So I'm not worthy of that. I don't deserve that. I'm not enough as who the phenomenal, fierce, confident woman I am is not enough. And I don't want you ever to feel like you are not enough. So if you're ready to change that, if you can resonate with any of the four. Overdoing it with men, can't accept a compliment, seeking validation or thinking that you're not enough. Make sure you join my webinar, unleashyourfears.com/enough.